Okay, let's do some testing. I'm gonna create a new test, PHP artisan make test, and this is simply gonna be create series test. Okay, so let's head over there, create series test. And what do we want to do? We want to make sure that our store method works perfectly, right? So public function test, a user can create a series. Okay, so what do we want to do? Let's check out our series controller, and looks like we already know how it's gonna work. So we want to make sure that we actually upload a file to a particular disk, and we want to make sure that we actually have a series that is uploaded, and we want to make sure that we redirect the user to a particular place. So let's go ahead and drive that functionality. So first of all, we need to make a post request to an endpoint. We already know the endpoint, which is admin/store, passing an array of data. So we have title. So we're just gonna say Vue.js for the best. It's the title of our series. Description, it's gonna be best Vue.js cast ever. And remember, we are uploading an image. So why don't we get an uploaded file instance from Laravel? But Laravel provides us with this fake method that is actually gonna create an image for us. So if you call fake image, let's just head over to that class. So uploaded file, in Illuminate HTTP uploaded file, we have a fake method, and this simply says testing file factory, and the file factory is going to generate an image for us. Okay, so uploaded file fake, and then it's going to give us an instance of file factory. And if we head over to file factory, it's going to actually create an image for us. Okay, so image is going to give us new file, and it's going to call the generate image method that is going to get us a file. Back to our test, uploaded file fake image, we can specify the dimensions, and we can also specify the name. So if we check out the image method in our file factory, it takes in the name, the width, and the height, right? So let's pass in the name of the file. So it can be whatever name. So we're just going to say image series.png. Then we need to import uploaded file, right? So use, think it's from Illuminate HTTP uploaded file. Let's check that out. Yeah, it is. Then let's just assert a redirect to make sure everything was successful. Then what we could do is actually assert against our storage to make sure we actually have something in our storage, right? So Laravel provides us with this storage fake, and it's gonna fake our storage. And what the fake is gonna do, if I head over to storage.php, the fake method is gonna give us a clean directory to work with. And if we don't pass in a disk, it's gonna get the file system's default disk. And this is simply gonna help us to clean the directory, give us a fresh new disk to work with, and a lot of other stuff. So let's go ahead and work with that. So we fixed the storage, and now it gives us access to this storage disk, and we could specify the disks that we want to check against. And we want to actually make sure that the disk we're specifying here is the one we faked. So let's just go ahead and work with the default disk. So config file systems, the default. So in our file systems, the PHP, we actually have this default key right here that specifies the default disk that we're supposed to use. In that case, local. So config file systems, the default is going to give us that, and we could actually pass exactly the same thing right here. Okay, then we call our assert exist method, which Laravel provides for us, and I'm going to show you where that method exists really fast. So in our vendor Laravel Illuminate directory, in our file system, we can see we have a file system adapter. Let's try to find the assert exist method. There we go. So assert that the file exists. It requires us to pass in a path or the particular file that we're trying to find, and then it's simply gonna use PHP unit assert true to check if it exists, right? So let's go ahead and use that. So right here, we need to pass the path that we used to upload the file, and we already know we need to get the string slug of the title. So why don't we just copy this title right here, and we need to also attach the extension, concatenate this to .png. That's the extension we're using right here. And then we have to also make sure we concatenate the directory to which we uploaded that. Okay, so we know we want to upload it to our series directory, and we know we want the file name to be the string slug of the title, and we also know we want to attach the original extension of the uploaded file, right? So we're going to assert that it exists, and we are also going to assert that we have some database entries. But for now, let's go ahead and run this test and see where we are. We have a 404. I'm sorry about that. This is not supposed to be store. It's supposed to be series, obviously. Let's run that test. We have a 500. Let's disable exception handling to see that error. This without exception handling. Run our test again. No such table series. We need to use a refresh database. So use refresh database thread, run a test again. Okay, and it's successfully passing. meaning that this test for the uploaded file is actually succeeding, but we want to also check if we actually have the post or the series in the database, right? So this assert that the database has in the series table a slug row, or a row where the slug is string slug of Vue.js for the best. Okay, so this is our title, and we want to make sure that if we check in the series table, we're actually going to find a field where the slug is this exact same string slug value, right? Let's run that test one more time. Okay, and that was successful. So we are successfully testing our file upload, and we're also testing our database record storage. Let's do a little bit of refactor in the very next video.